after the cow's feet. And this cow is proof. These feet are in pretty much perfect condition. But like humans, things can go wrong with cows, and they often do. Which is where we step in, or at least we hope to step in.
If we're in the right place and at the right time.
Which luckily is the case today. This cow is really sore on this front foot, and experience tells us that this is causing the problem. I know she's incredibly sore because I've just seen her walk into the crush, and also the farmer told us she was incredibly sore, which is why she's living in this hospital pen. It gives her a bit of respite, and because it's deeply bedded with straw, it means that she is more comfortable until we can see her. So she has actually been lame for a couple of days. Right, the plan of action is to reduce all of this as much as we need to get it back to the same height as this foot. Then we're going to model out, which basically means carve out, the interior of her foot. Once we've done that and both feet are the same, we're going to investigate the problem, which I think is here. But I'll be honest, I have a sneaky suspicion it's going to rear its ugly head before we reach that step in the process. Right, so grabbing the grinder here, my main aim is to make sure that that inner claw is the same height as the outer claw, which also means the same length. So I reduce its entire size, and now the problem is becoming more visible. That black spot close to the white line is where the problem has first reared its head. And I finish off by shortening that inner toe because I've left it slightly too long. Now it's time for the knife work. Beautifully, beautifully sharp knives. Look at that, lovely. So this is modelling out, carving out. We're just doing it because there's a bone above this area here. Cows are supposed to walk, and that bone would normally bend, sorry, not bend, it would sort of fall down into the sole of the cow's foot, and the sole would flex. So the sole would be like this, and it would flex like this down into the soft grass beneath the cow's foot, allowing that bone to move inside the hoof capsule. But when there's concrete, it just can't. So by making this part shallower and caved or coved in the way, or convex, or whatever you want to say, it allows this space now for the bone inside to flex down into, and the concrete stays below. I feel like I made a good job of explaining that, but I'm not sure I did. Thoughts?
You did a better job than I would have.
Oh well, fair enough. I'll take that. Right, just gonna... So that they don't normally get as many problems in these outer claws, which is why we don't carve out quite so much. Right, so that's gonna leave it like that. I think we're going to need a block, so at some point we probably will reduce this a little bit, but for now we're going to leave it just in case I'm wrong, but I really don't think I am. So we know the problem is in that area, so what we're doing is we're reducing the height, and by reducing the height from this area, it not only uncovers the problem, but it also removes weight from the area, so that encourages the problem to heal, but more importantly, it makes the cow more comfortable. Oh, I didn't see that. She has dermatitis right up here on her hairline. They call this the hairline, or the coronet. Basically, this is where the hoof horn grows from. So if there's a problem up here, it will track all the way through her foot and come out the bottom, exactly as it has done. And by removing this hoof horn, we'll be able to see. I just told you how sharp these are, but look, I'm still struggling because it's so hard. Yeah, look at that. So we're just going to have to remove as much of this as we can. I didn't realise that at all. So right now, there is a light on our camera illuminating the area, but before that, when I was first trimming this cow's foot, I couldn't really see up in there because it was so dark. And it's not the first place that we look for problems. The first place we look... Ah! Where am I? Somebody should invent things that you can put over your eyes, but still let you see through. We should invent that. That'd be a good idea. Anyway. I can actually smell the dermatitis now. So we need to get rid of all of this loose hoof horn and it might go into another layer, I'm not sure right now. The trouble with trimming in here is it's slightly harder to get to, but also all you're trimming is wall horn. So the material you're trying to be so delicate with requires a substantial amount of power to cut through, and at the same time, when you're trying to put a lot of force and power into it, it's less controllable, isn't it? So you can make mistakes very, very easily in here. Hopefully we don't. Just going to thin this out a little bit now. Oh. Some bit of fluid build up in there. Right, I think what we'll do is we'll get a block on here first before doing anything else with that. So most of you will know that I was in China last week, which was completely unexpected because it happened so quick, but also a shock to the system. It was not what I expected. All of my preconceptions were completely incorrect. It was a fantastic trip, but the reason I'm talking about it now is the reason I was over there is they are far advanced than us in lots of things, but not in hoof care. They actually almost never put a block on a cow's hoof. If a cow becomes too lame, they actually get rid of her because they don't really know how to get over these problems. So someone asked me if I would go out and show them how to block cows' feet and explain our glue that we sell, and that's exactly what I was doing there. And what we're not going to do is use Craig to show them how. Why is that, Craig? What's just happened behind me while I've been talking?
The glue set way too quick. I was stirring it for too long and...
Stick it on, will you? So Hoof Grip Pro works too well.
Yeah.
Back to the drawing board, Craig. It's really warm just now and our warm cupboard is on automatically. We should have turned it off, to be honest. So the glue is setting quicker than Craig was expecting. I'll turn it off just now, and he stirred it to make sure that it definitely sticks, and it went hard before he put it on. Anyway, yeah, so I was over in China showing them how to use glue, how to block cows, what the point in blocking cows was, and just trying to build relationships with them so that we can go back and properly teach them. So KVK do workshops out there for free for people all over the country. They don't have to buy a KVK, they never have to buy a KVK, they don't have to do any of that. They just put on workshops, and at some point I will be going out to do workshops for them as well, which is fantastic because it's free of charge for anyone who attends, and it's cool. Like I said, they don't have to buy anything, they just get taught. Anyway, this cow is getting this block, and it is really important for her. This is the kind of thing where she will not get better without a block. So we've done most of the work. I just think that we can probably do a little bit more up in here. I'm just going to hold that against that actually. It's just weeping a little bit. So we just want to clear round about this region to just make sure that no muck or manure or anything sticks to it. I don't want a couple of fingers doing this and cutting towards myself, obviously. A little bit there, which looks like it's going further in, and it is. Right, so I'm pretty happy with that so far. So we'll dress this bottom part with iodine, but then we're going to dress the top part with Repoderma. See, this bit is obviously slightly open and weeping, but this is dermatitis. So we do need to wrap it. The salicylic acid is going to work on both these parts, so it'll help clear up this corium, but also it'll help this dermatitis completely clear up as well. Right. Lovely. Can I grab a wrap, please, mate?
Yep.
While he does that, I'll just remove these little flecks of detached hoof horn round about her heel. That's better. That's just dirt in there. Spray dry and reapply. Such a simple process, isn't it? Trimming cows' feet. It really is. It doesn't take long, and when cows' feet have been looked after like this, the problems are never that major. Don't get me wrong, to that cow, that is a major problem, because she is living with that every day. But she's got it. Luckily, she only went lame a couple of days ago, and she's been in the hospital pen since then, which is where she's going to go back to just now. But we will actually recommend that she goes onto concrete so that she can fully utilise that block. The block will obviously sink into the straw, and maybe slightly aggravate it, which is also partially why we're wrapping it, to make sure that it doesn't get annoyed by the straw beneath it. What do you think, love? Good day at the nail salon? Oh, she's not nodding her head. I'll nod it for you. There you go. Lovely. Let's see how she walks. Whoa, slow down. Must be hungry. How are you walking, love? Come on, let's show us. Oh, very pretty. Work it, girl, work it. That's a robot, by the way, cleaning the floors. Not this floor, that floor. Look at how well she is walking. Sorry, running. Right, lass, come on. Back to bed. She's confused. She's not sure where to go. Look at that sky. Go on, love. Ah, she's seen it now. If that's not a success, I truly don't know what is. She is walking fantastically well. If you made it this far, folks, consider